This is News Channel 36 at 5:30.
High fever, headaches, lack of energy. These are common complaints in Garrett County right now. So common that schools are closed and healthy children are outside playing today instead of being in class. Good afternoon. I'm John Lindgren.
And I'm Alexa Gromko. Tylenol and ginger ale, two things in demand in many areas of Kentucky as many people try to beat the flu. And as we've said, one of the hardest hit places is Garrett County. In fact, all 5 of the county's schools were forced to close after hundreds of students were absent with the flu.
And we'll have more on this story coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
But that flu-like sickness has now hit more than 100 students at Transylvania University, and school officials and health department officials can't agree on what's causing it. Several students have come down with stomach problems like nausea and vomiting. The health department hasn't ruled out food poisoning, but the university believes it's some sort of flu-like bug because it appears to be contagious. Many students say they didn't get sick until they came in contact with other sick students. Transy has canceled Saturday's men's basketball game against Lindsey Wilson College because a third of the Transy team has been sick.
With the flu running rampant, you can imagine how busy pharmacies are filling prescriptions and helping customers find over-the-counter drugs. But are customers being lured to the superstores offering quick cash discounts, or are folks staying with smaller pharmacies? Jeff Calcott joins us now with the answer. Jeff?
Well, John, I talked to a lot of pharmacists today. Some say it's tough to compete with a giant like Walmart. Others tell us they're not worried at all. Becky Goodman has picked up medicine at this pharmacy for 3 years. She likes it and wouldn't think of going anywhere else.
We have a personal relationship here, and they're great. They, basically know our family, and makes all the difference in the world.
It's customers like Becky that smaller pharmacies are counting on. That's because of the new Walmart Supercenter. The pharmacist inside says a lot of people have come in with this coupon. You get $10 off anything in the store if you bring in a new prescription or have one transferred from another pharmacy. A Walmart spokesperson tells us they're just trying to get people to sample the new store. People like John Baldridge, who says he will switch over from his current pharmacy.
At this point in my life, every $10 means something to me, so it is important.
But most of the smaller pharmacies tell us they're not worried about losing customers.
We're an independent pharmacy. We rely on customer loyalty, and that's why it's so important to us to provide such a great service.
Pharmacists at both bigger and smaller stores say no matter which way you cut it, in the end, it will come down to service, convenience, and price. Only a few of the pharmacists from smaller stores told us they were concerned. In fact, one pharmacist says it helps that a big drugstore went in down the street. She says the superstores get such a big volume of people that some of the customers end up spilling over to them in the end. John?
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Jeff. A traffic stop turns into a drug bust in Laurel County. Laurel County Sheriff's deputies arrested a Rockcastle County man and charged him with trafficking in methamphetamines. Police pulled over 46-year-old William R. Moore just outside of London and found 70 grams of methamphetamines and other drug paraphernalia in the car. Moore is being held in the Laurel County Jail.
Governor Patton will soon be hot on the campaign trail, even though he's running unopposed on the Democratic side. Patton and Lieutenant Governor Steve Henry will make 15 stops in eastern Kentucky next week. The campaign caravan will begin in Sandy Hook on Wednesday and end in Pineville on Thursday. 2 Republican candidates are going head-to-head in the May primary, Pepe Martin from Hart County and David Williams from Columbia. Well, today Governor Patton met with boys who would one day possibly fill his shoes. Patton had lunch with some Boy Scouts. And aside from learning survival skills, the Boy Scouts learn about state government. One scout says it's a productive way to spend your time.
A great alternative to some of the other things teenagers could be getting into these days, and sports, all types of great stuff.
Boy Scouts raise thousands of dollars each year for local charities.
Chelsea Clinton graces the cover of People magazine this week, and everyone has an opinion of the decision to run it.
Forgive me for being cynical, but I think they're trying to do some recovery.
Find out just how well this week's People magazine is doing locally.
And do you like to buy online? Coming up, we'll show you how the government is keeping tabs on those virtual cash registers.
And later, what you can do to help these children get a gym of their own to play in.
You're watching WTVQ News Channel 36 at 5:30. Tonight, 58, then 1,000.
Silly sing-along, too. Or you and your child can relive the adventures of Moses, the Prince of Egypt. Renowned author Max Lucado explains how God wants you to live your life just like Jesus and enjoy the uplifting stories of chicken soup for the Christian soul. Whether it's books, videos, music, or other gifts, we have it all. Cokesbury Christian Bookstore. We're more than books. Just take a look.
If you're like me, you like to get out into the country, do a little fishing, and just enjoy life. Hi, I'm John Michael Montgomery for Performance Kia. I've known these folks for a long time, and believe me, they'll treat you right. One of the most affordable sports utilities on the road right now is the Classic Sportage from Kia. The Sportage combines authentic off-road features with superb styling at one of the lowest prices in its class. So come on down and see the folks at Performance Kia. They'll treat you right. And tell them John Michael sent you.
We now know what the 3 witnesses told impeachment prosecutors this week in depositions.
The newest developments in the impeachment top today's look around the nation. It got a little personal for Monica Lewinsky. Transcripts show the former White House intern says she had mixed feelings for the president. The transcripts also show Lewinsky insisting President Clinton never asked her to file a false affidavit about their affair. Presidential confidant Verna Jordan told managers Lewinsky called him in an emotional state when she received her subpoena in the Paula Jones case.
In other impeachment developments, House managers say there are not enough votes to remove Clinton from office. But South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham says he hopes playing the videotape testimony in the Senate tomorrow will win a few more votes for conviction.
The cover of the new People magazine has people across the nation talking. The cover, featuring Chelsea Clinton, is now on newsstands. The Clintons did not want their daughter featured, even though the article is said to be flattering. Stores which sell the magazine say they can barely keep them on the shelves.
People have been calling in, at least 50 to 100 calls between today and yesterday. And it's very interesting. They always say, I'm so concerned for Chelsea. I want to read about her and see how she's doing.
They really ought to be more supportive of it, because it's showing a good side of the family instead of all the political negativity that we've seen so far.
Joseph Beth Booksellers is ordering more magazines to accommodate the rush. On a normal week, it sells about 30 issues of People. This week, it sold 250.
Louisville police still aren't saying if charges will be filed in a deadly accident where a van crashed into a Blockbuster video store. Investigators believe a 9-year-old girl was behind the wheel of her family's van when it smashed into the building. Police say the girl started the van to listen to the radio when it went out of control. A 21-year-old man was struck and killed in the accident. Folks in Burns City, Indiana are breathing a sigh of relief right now. A train carrying potentially explosive cargo derailed. At least 2 boxcars loaded with bombs left the tracks. The wreck happened a half-mile outside Indiana's Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center. About 15 homes nearby were evacuated, but nobody was hurt.
Prison time isn't enough. He says the confessed killers should pay. Those are the words from the lawyer of Peter Lillelid. He's the little boy who survived that roadside attack in Greenville, Tennessee, over a year ago now. 6 Kentuckians pleaded guilty to shooting the Knoxville family. Lillelid's lawyer is suing the 6 young Kentuckians for $46 million. The boy is now 4 years old. He is living with relatives in Sweden. There's deep sorrow today in Amman, Jordan. An update on Jordan's King Hussein's condition tops our look around the world. People are crying over the grave illness of their leader. Many have gathered outside his hospital to pray for him. Hussein is said to have just hours to live. It's reported that he is on life support until arrangements for the transition of power to his son can be completed. Officials are gathering today to discuss preparations for the 63-year-old king's funeral. Hussein has been battling cancer.
Disappointed Russian space officials are chalking up their latest experiment to a loss. The Russians have pulled the plug on the space mirror. Controllers sent the huge reflective disk hurling into the Earth's atmosphere to burn up today, a day after it jammed while unfolding. They hoped the mirror would reflect a beam of sunlight to the Earth's surface.
Well, maybe next time, right?
Maybe. It's an expensive one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of that money just off into space. Well, they're not running down the court, but they are shooting, blocking, and guarding with the best of them on the court. Meet these fierce competitors coming up.
Could whiplash and your feet be related? They are when it comes to reflexology. We'll explain in today's Medical Advances.
I've got the latest forecast for the weekend. Here's a preview. Our exclusive Futurecast forecast is showing clouds and rain moving into the area. All the details are coming up.
As a customer, you're so important to us that you should have the best price all the time.
Why shop somewhere else when you know every day you're going to come in and get this?
Because that's so high. But we keep our prices low every day.
I know you can feel confident coming into a Home Depot and finding the lowest price day in and day out. I know you can.
Bottom line, if we sell it and you bought it someplace else, you paid too much for it.
You would be out of your mind if you shop someplace else.
On the next Seinfeld.
Do I need to borrow your bathing suit?
That's a little familiar. I don't want your boys down
Friday
there.
evening at 7:30 on News Channel 36.
Well, we've all heard about the flu bug going around, and in Garrett County, all 5 schools there are closed today because of it.
That's right. Hundreds of kids have been sick down in Garrett County. Michelle Rausch joins us live now with the story. Michelle?
Well, as you said, all 5 of the schools here in the district are shut down today after the students came down with flu-like symptoms. Now, the district is hoping that the 3-day weekend will be just what the doctor ordered.
It's like some kind of flu day.
It's a day of fun in the sun for most of Garrett County students, but for more than 360 of their classmates, it's no laughing matter. Greg Watkins is in the 5th grade and noticed that something was going around.
Well, when we was going in our gym in the morning, we go there, say the pledge and everything, and then not very many kids were there. We all get up on the bleachers, and when I look down, there's like big holes.
The increasing number of absences started Monday. By Wednesday, more than 360 students were out and counting. The district canceled school to prevent more kids from getting sick.
Do you worry about getting sick when so many other kids are getting sick?
Yeah.
In the meantime, measures are being taken to make sure the buildings are germ-free when classes resume Monday.
We've been spraying with disinfectants at night and telling the personnel that they are being sprayed in case anybody's allergic to it, and they'll be sprayed again this weekend. Hopefully that will help in encouraging students to wash their hands and not drink and eat after one another, and hopefully we can get over this situation.
Now, some people fear that it might be a little bit more serious than flu. We talked with a few people who said that there are 4 teachers that have Legionnaire's disease. I talked to the superintendent. There is no confirmation of that.
Well, definitely something's going around. Thank you, Michelle.
Now it's time to talk weather, and let's go over to our meteorologist, Brad James, with the latest. Brad?
John, I've got the latest information for you for the weekend weather. It doesn't look all that good for sunshine. We don't expect any now, Saturday or Sunday. We'll start with our exclusive Futurecast forecast at midnight tonight. Notice the clouds and precipitation pattern moving in from the west, and we put it into motion right across central Kentucky during the day on Saturday. There will be a reprieve Saturday evening and Saturday night. Notice just mostly cloudy skies, but a low-pressure system to our west will move on in towards Sunday, bringing with it more rainfall to the bluegrass and maybe some locally heavy rain to the southern and the southeastern parts of the state. So be prepared to use your umbrella this weekend here in central Kentucky. Here we are at Sunday at noon. Still lots of rainfall all across the region. As far as temperatures are concerned, they will be milder than normal for this time of the year, but not exactly as warm as we would like for them to be. Notice the green shaded color here, which indicates temperatures in the 50s. 6 o'clock on Saturday, it's going to be generally in the 40s for us. But all the mild weather down here in parts of Arkansas and western Tennessee, and it looks like it's going to stay down in that area because a frontal pattern will be between us and the warm temperatures. I'll show you a map of that in just a minute. Right now at news time, it's cloudy and mild, 53. Humidity 32%. Winds are from the south at 8 miles per hour. Our high temperature so far today has been 54. Not too bad. Normally 41. A record high of 68 was set on this date in 1927. Our satellite imagery starts off with sunshine and clear weather for us, but notice how the clouds continue to thicken up and move in from the west, setting the stage for that rainfall we expect to get here probably around morning and continue throughout the day tomorrow. Some of that rainfall is already indicated on our all-Kentucky radar. Notice the line, Illinois, extending back through parts of Missouri in advance of the next frontal pattern moving on in toward the bluegrass area. Here's what that front is going to look like tomorrow. It will trail from the southern part of Michigan through Indiana, southern Missouri all the way down into Arkansas, and rain showers will develop along this front as it continues to move on in toward the bluegrass area. What's going to happen is this. It's going to settle in and become a stationary front and slow down just along the Kentucky-Tennessee border with a low-pressure system here in Arkansas, which will move along this front right on in through portions of Virginia. And when that happens, of course, that will make for a pretty good chance we'll see more rainfall Saturday night and Sunday here in central Kentucky. It may not be until Monday before things finally begin to improve. So overnight, look for mostly cloudy skies here in Lexington with a low of around 40 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast is calling for the possibility that we're going to see more clouds and a chance of rain during the day, probably start when you get up in the morning, but mild temperatures for daytime highs, 52. Tomorrow night, what's it going to be? Well, mostly cloudy skies, 35 degrees. That's sort of a little bit of a reprieve as the low pressure system gets here just in time to bring some more rain for us on Sunday. Well, our 5-day forecast sums it all up. Look for a chance of rain on Saturday, a continued chance of rain on Sunday, then dry weather for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, as far as the rainfall is concerned, it's not going to rain all day long throughout the entire weekend. Again, there will be a reprieve, especially late in the day on Saturday and into Saturday night, just in time for it to start up again on Sunday. Our temperatures will vary from 52 on Saturday, cooling down a bit on Sunday as cooler air moves in. And then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, first of the work week, it looks pretty good with dry weather. Daytime highs in the mid-50s and climbing into the low 60s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, this is a very good forecast for us. With temperatures like that, it's still acting like April.
Yeah, we're not going to grow any webbed feet. It won't be raining for the next month.
Well, you might have some mold behind your ears.
All right, thank you, Brad. Well, if you're a frequent flyer, you'll be happy to know that some senators want to make sure you're being treated fairly in the skies. It's called the Airline Passengers Fairness Act. A group of senators introduced it today. It's a bill that would require the airlines to tell passengers when a flight is overbooked. It would allow passengers a refund if they cancel flight reservations within 48 hours. They would have the right to have their luggage checked through to their final destination. All this in an effort to give passengers the tools to make informed decisions.
The next time you buy something online, the government's going to know about it. The Commerce Department says it will keep track of online shopping and will announce its annual impact on retail sales. Up to now, e-commerce has been lumped together with catalog sales. Independent studies show consumers spent anywhere from $7.5 to $10 billion online in 1998. That's a lot of moolah.
And I can only imagine that's only going to grow
sure.
a lot more.
Sure.
Well, did you know that if your foot reflexes a certain way, it could indicate a problem with your heart?
It's called reflexology. Lisa Hunter will show us what it's all about in today's medical advances.
Depression is just where you don't think you're ever going to get happy again. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I didn't care about me. I didn't care about anybody else. I just, I didn't have any hope for the future.
I just closed up all the windows, I closed up all the doors, and I sat for 3 months within my apartment. And I'm wondering, and I'm debating the value of my life. What's it worth? What's it worth to me? What's it worth to anyone?
You don't have to try to get through depression by yourself. It's okay to get help. So call Charter now.
I felt like I was fighting myself, trying just to get through each day, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Charter is more than just a hospital. We have lots of treatment options and lots of ways to make them work for you, whether it's days, after work, or on weekends.
And you're not alone. That was a big thing. I thought, well, I'm the only one that has this problem, and it's not true.
If you have a problem with depression or alcohol, don't wait to call. And if you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
When you see news happening, call News Channel 36 at 1-800-475-36TV or free from a Bell self-mobility phone. Touch star 36.
Looking for books and videos that are fun and wholesome for you and your family? Look no more and come to Cokesbury Christian Bookstore. How about kid stuff like the all-new VeggieTale video, Silly Sing-Along 2? Or you and your child can relive the adventures of Moses, the Prince of Egypt. Renowned author Max Lucado explains how God wants you to live your life just like Jesus and enjoy the uplifting stories of chicken soup for the Christian soul. Whether it's books, videos, music, or other gifts, we have it all. Cokesbury Christian Bookstore. We're more than books. Just take a look.
Hi, I'm Coach Bernadette Maddox. Let your University of Kentucky women's basketball team show you their game this February. Don't miss out on all the SEC action.
Take a kid to the game day is February 7th. Check out the Cats as they battle SEC rival Georgia at 2 p.m. at Memorial Coliseum. Let the UK women's basketball team show you their game.
Growth in the bluegrass. Good or bad, everyone has an opinion about it. But it may be a case where perception doesn't match reality. Find out Tuesday on News Channel 36 at 6. Now, here's Lisa Hunter with today's News Channel 36 medical advances.
So have you ever heard of reflexology? The theory behind the art is this. Points in your feet can indicate disease in vital body organs like your reproductive tract or your heart. It's adapted from traditional Chinese medicine and has been around for centuries. Now it's gaining popularity in Lexington. Here's how it works.
This is really tender for people with whiplash. Yeah.
A problem in the neck revealed through a knot in the foot? That's right, according to reflexologist Rebecca Herpick.
They're little granules. Usually it's a very subtle.
The foot regarded as a mirror of the body and its organ systems. Reflexologists say the body has energy channels, meridians. You can picture a meridian to be like a garden hose.
And say you have water running through this hose, and say if there's a blockage, it would be a kink in this hose. So therefore that causes dis-ease and eventually illnesses.
Okay, so what can a reflexologist do for you?
Have you had any stomach problems?
My stomach I get my stomach upset, gets upset easily.
Right.
A reflexologist can't diagnose, let's say, ulcers in Terry Landers, but simply tip her off that maybe there's a problem with her stomach.
It helps me to become aware of, places in my body where I might need to give myself some attention or get some health care.
The hour-long foot rub also aims to open up those energy channels so the body has a better shot at healing itself. Now remember, reflexologists are not doctors and do not treat major illnesses. They charge roughly $45 an hour. And those are this afternoon's medical advances. Tonight at 11, the latest research on ADHD. I'll see you then.
Thanks, Lisa. You know, they say if you mess with this, if you
look out now, I'm
here,
getting words, reflexes. Why do you do things like that to me?
Oh, I like to abuse you.
You do a good job of it. Well, they don't have a place to call home.
But it's not stopping them from playing their favorite sports. Meet these youngsters from Winchester as News Channel 36 continues.
Ooh. Hey guys, don't end up here this Valentine's Day. Come to Friedman's $99 sale. Thousands of pieces of gorgeous jewelry, just $99 each.
Friedman, the value leader. We've got it. The one-day sale at Lazarus. Spectacular savings throughout our store. Plus, use your bonus coupons to create even more remarkable savings. Check Friday's paper. Warm winter fashions for the entire family. Plus an extra 40% off already reduced fall and winter fashion clearance. Save on great looks for every room in your home. And don't forget to use your coupons. Check Friday's paper. The one-day sale. This Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Shop the preview day Friday at Lazarus. We've got it.
Nobody can get exclusive like you.
Madonna. Nobody else can take you inside her home or on the set of her shocking new music video. Then, Zena's battle with bulimia.
Tell me about bulimia. Did you have an eating disorder?
And Michael J. Fox. We're first on the set as he goes back to work after his big announcement of Parkinson's disease on Entertainment Tonight.
Nobody like you.
Friday evening at 7 on News Channel 36.
Where can you get the lowest price on home electronics and appliances? Last Sunday, Circuit City advertised JVC surround sound receivers with remote for $250. At P-Rats, the same receivers just $229. Circuit City's sale price on GE 2-speed 8-cycle automatic washers is $380. P-Rats price is just $349. Circuit City talks about the lowest prices, but we all know
Nobody beats P-Rats.
I love.
Come to Friedman's $99 Valentine's sale. Thousands of ways to really say I love you. $99 each.
You love me. Friedman, the value leader.
Those 6 championship banners and trophies that you see hanging at Memorial Coliseum, when you look at Kentucky, I mean, it's the pinnacle of tradition. It's an awesome legacy that those coaches and players have left behind that makes it tougher, I think, as time goes on.
We called Papa Lock. They were there in 3 minutes and had her out in a matter of seconds.
If you accidentally lock your child in the car, call 253-OPEN and help will be on the way.
Looking for books and videos that are fun and wholesome for you and your family? Look no more and come to Cokesbury Christian Bookstore. How about kid stuff like the all-new VeggieTale video, Silly Sing-Along 2? Or you and your child can relive the adventures of Moses, the Prince of Egypt. Renowned author Max Lucado explains how God wants you to live your life just like Jesus and enjoy the uplifting stories of Chicken Soup for the Christian Soul. Whether it's books, videos, music, or other gifts, we have it all. Cokesbury Christian Bookstore. We're more than books. Just take a look.
Growth in the bluegrass. Good or bad, everyone has an opinion about it. But it may be a case where perception doesn't match reality. Find out Tuesday on News Channel 36 at 6.